Have you ever sat down with the best intentions to finish your work, only to find yourself scrolling endlessly on your phone? Have you ever promised yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," but tomorrow comes, and you still haven't moved an inch? You're not alone. In fact, studies show that over 95% of people procrastinate at some point in their lives. And for some, procrastination has become a silent thief that steals dreams, careers, relationships, and even self-respect. But here's the truth most people don't realize: procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's about fear, emotions, and habits. And if you understand it, you can defeat it. So today, in this powerful video, we're going to uncover exactly how to stop procrastinating and finally get things done. Not tomorrow, not someday, but starting today. And I promise you, if you stay with me until the end of this video, you will never look at procrastination the same way again. Before we dive in, let me ask you, what is procrastination costing you? Is it delaying your financial freedom? Is it stopping you from starting that business, writing that book, finishing school, or even just becoming the person you know you're capable of being? Hold that thought, because everything we're about to cover is the blueprint to taking back your time, your focus, and your life. So let's begin. Before we fight the enemy, we must first understand it. Most people think procrastination is simply not doing things. But the real definition is deeper. Procrastination is delaying important tasks despite knowing the negative consequences. It's not just avoiding work, it's betraying your future self. And the reason procrastination hurts so much is because every time you put off something you know you should do, you break a little bit of trust with yourself. You tell your brain, "I can't rely on me." But the moment you learn how to overcome it, you rebuild confidence, energy, and momentum. So let's explore ways to stop procrastination and get work done. Practical, emotional, and deeply effective strategies. Way number 1, break the cycle with the 2-minute rule. One of the biggest reasons we procrastinate is because the task in front of us feels too big. Write a 50-page report. Launch a new business. Organize your entire room. Your brain immediately screams, too much work, too much pain. So it does what it knows best: escape. It distracts itself with TikTok, Netflix, food, or random Googling. Here's the fix: the 2-minute rule. The rule says, if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. And for big tasks, just start for 2 minutes. Because once you start, something magical happens: momentum. If you want to exercise, just put on your shoes and step outside for 2 minutes. If you want to write a book, open a document and type a single sentence. If you need to study, just open the textbook and read one paragraph. You'll find that most of the time, you don't stop at 2 minutes. Because starting is the hardest part. Think of it like pushing a car. The first push is hard, but once it's rolling, it becomes easier. 2. Rewire your brain with the future self trick. We procrastinate because the brain is wired for instant gratification. It prefers small pleasures now instead of bigger rewards later. That's why scrolling on your phone feels easier than working on your dreams. But here's the secret weapon: connect with your future self. Research from UCLA shows that people who visualize their future selves as real people are less likely to procrastinate. So, try this exercise. Close your eyes. Picture yourself 5 years from now. See the version of you who consistently did the work versus the version of you who kept procrastinating. Which one do you want to become? Every time you face the urge to delay, ask, am I betraying my future self, or am I investing in them? When you make procrastination personal, when you realize that you're hurting you, it becomes easier to choose action. 3. Destroy distractions before they destroy you. Let's be honest, most procrastination isn't about the task, it's about distractions. Your phone, notifications, emails, social media, they're designed to hijack your brain's dopamine. And once your focus is stolen, it takes 23 minutes on average to get it back. That's why one of the most powerful anti-procrastination strategies is environment design. Remove distractions before you start work. Put your phone in another room. Use website blockers like Freedom or Cold Turkey. Clean your workspace so your mind feels clear. Set a timer for focused work. Think of it this way: if you want to eat healthy, you don't keep junk food in the kitchen. If you want to focus, you don't keep distractions within reach. Discipline is easier when you don't have to fight temptation every second. Before we continue, let me ask you, which of these 3 strategies do you think will help you most? The 2-minute rule, connecting with your future self, or removing distractions? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And trust me, we're just getting started. Because in the next part, I'll share how to build unstoppable momentum, beat perfectionism, and even turn procrastination into productivity. In the first part of this video, we uncovered the hidden truth of procrastination and shared 3 powerful ways to beat it. The 2-minute rule, just start small. The future self trick, connect with the person you're becoming. Eliminate distractions, design your environment for focus. Now let's go even deeper. Because overcoming procrastination isn't just about tricks, it's about building systems that keep you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. Way number 4, harness the power of momentum. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to start something, but once you get moving, you don't want to stop? That's momentum, and it's one of the most underrated weapons against procrastination. Think of it like this: a train takes massive energy to move from a standstill. But once it's rolling, it can smash through walls. Your brain works the same way. To build momentum, break big goals into tiny milestones. Celebrate progress, even if it's small. Use the "just one more" rule. Write one more sentence, read one more page, do one more representative. Momentum creates motivation, and the more consistent you are, the easier it becomes to keep going. You don't need motivation to start. You need to start to find motivation. Number 5, beat perfectionism with the ugly first draft. One of the sneakiest causes of procrastination is perfectionism. We don't start because we want things to be perfect. But the truth is, perfectionism is just fear wearing a mask: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. Here's the cure: allow yourself to create a terrible first draft. Call it the ugly version. Write badly, design sloppily, brainstorm messily. Because once the first version exists, you can always improve it. But if nothing exists, you have nothing to work with. Think about this: every masterpiece began as a messy sketch. Every best-selling book started as a rough draft. Every successful business began with an imperfect first step. Done is better than perfect. So next time you feel frozen, say to yourself, "I give myself permission to be messy, because messy leads to mastery." Number 6, use rituals and routines to trick your brain. Procrastination often happens because your brain doesn't know when it's supposed to switch into work mode. That's why rituals are so powerful. A ritual is a small, repeatable action that signals to your brain it's time to focus. Examples: lighting a candle before studying, playing the same instrumental playlist while writing, drinking tea and opening your laptop at the same time every day. Over time, your brain associates these rituals with productivity. Just like brushing your teeth makes your body expect sleep, your work ritual will make your mind expect focus. You don't need motivation, you need systems. Number 7, accountability. Don't fight alone. Here's a secret: procrastination thrives in isolation. When no one knows your goals, it's easy to delay. But when others are watching, you suddenly rise to the occasion. That's why accountability is a game changer. Ways to create accountability: tell a friend your deadline and ask them to check in. Join a mastermind or study group. Hire a coach or mentor. Post your progress publicly. When you add accountability, procrastination dies, because now, it's not just about you. Sometimes, we'll break promises to ourselves, but we hate breaking them to others. So, don't fight this battle alone. Find someone who will hold you to the standard you deserve. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a man who dreamed of writing a book. For 10 years, he told himself he would start next month. But months became years, and nothing happened. One day, he finally told his best friend, "I'm writing a book, and the first chapter will be done by the end of this month." His friend laughed and said, "I'll believe it when I see it." That simple accountability lit a fire in him. He worked every night, wrote his first chapter, and showed it proudly. Fast forward, 2 years later, he had published the book. Today, he's a best-selling author. What changed? Not motivation, not discipline, accountability. Question for you: who could you invite into your life right now to keep you accountable? Someone who won't let you keep making excuses. Drop it in the comments below. I want to know. So far, we've covered momentum, beating perfectionism, rituals and routines, accountability, but we're not done yet. Because procrastination has many faces. In the next section, we'll uncover how to master your energy, use deadlines to your advantage, and even turn procrastination into productivity. So far, we've uncovered powerful ways to destroy procrastination, starting small with the 2-minute rule. Visualizing your future self, eliminating distractions, building momentum, letting go of perfectionism, creating rituals and routines, and adding accountability. But procrastination still has tricks up its sleeve. Because even if you know all the strategies, if your energy, time, and mindset are out of balance, you'll still fall back into the trap. So now, let's talk about the next level: energy, urgency, and psychology. Number 8, manage energy, not just time. Most productivity advice says, manage your time. But the truth is, time isn't the real problem. The real issue is energy. You could have 10 free hours in a day, but if you're exhausted, you'll procrastinate all of them away. That's why mastering energy is key. Work with your natural rhythm. If you're sharp in the morning, do your hardest tasks first thing. If you're a night owl, schedule deep work at night. Protect your brain fuel. Sleep well, hydrate, eat clean. Junk food and sleep deprivation kill focus. Take breaks before you burn out. Use the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, or the 52 to 17 method, 52 minutes focus, 17 minutes rest. When your energy is high, procrastination doesn't even stand a chance. Remember, you don't have to squeeze more hours out of your day, you have to squeeze more energy out of yourself. Number 9. Create deadlines, even fake ones. Have you noticed how you suddenly become superhuman when a deadline is near? That's because deadlines create urgency, which forces the brain to shut off procrastination. But here's the trick, you don't need to wait for someone else's deadline. You can create your own. How? Set artificial deadlines before the real ones. If the project is due Friday, set your deadline for Wednesday. Use countdown timers to build urgency. Share your deadlines with someone else so you're held accountable. The brain loves urgency. Deadlines transform someday tasks into do it now tasks. And here's the fun part, you can even reward yourself when you hit those self-made deadlines. Which leads us to the next strategy. Number 10. Turn procrastination into productivity. Here's a surprising truth, not all procrastination is bad. Sometimes, when we're avoiding one task, we're actually getting another useful thing done. This is called productive procrastination. For example, you avoid writing by cleaning your room. You avoid studying by organizing your notes. You avoid a big project by finishing small chores. The trick is to channel procrastination into something useful instead of mindless scrolling. Create a procrastination list. Whenever you feel the urge to avoid your main task, redirect yourself to something secondary but still productive. This way, even when you procrastinate, you're still moving forward. Procrastination doesn't have to be the enemy. Redirect it, and it becomes your ally. Number 11. Reward progress, not just completion. Another reason we procrastinate is because our brains crave rewards. That's why video games are addictive, they reward progress every step of the way. So why not use the same trick on yourself? Instead of waiting until the very end, reward yourself for small wins. After writing one page, treat yourself to a snack. After 30 minutes of work, stretch and listen to music. After completing a milestone, watch your favorite show guilt-free. This creates a dopamine feedback loop. Your brain starts associating work with pleasure, not pain. Don't just chase the finish line, celebrate the steps that get you there. Let me share a story. There was a young designer who always procrastinated. He loved his work but never seemed to finish projects until the very last minute. One day, he decided to change two things. He started sleeping early and working in the mornings when his energy was sharp. He set fake deadlines, days before the actual ones, and told his boss about them. The result? He began finishing projects ahead of time, with better quality. His boss noticed. Soon, he got promoted, not because he was more talented than others, but because he stopped being his own enemy. The lesson: when you align energy and deadlines, procrastination loses its power. Quick question, which of these do you think you need most right now? Better energy management, stricter deadlines, or rewarding yourself more often? Comment below, I'd love to hear your answer. We've come a long way. Together, we've uncovered practical strategies to fight procrastination. From the 2-minute rule to future self-visualization, from building momentum to beating perfectionism, from harnessing energy and deadlines to using rewards and accountability. But now, we're going to the deepest level. Because at its core, procrastination isn't just about habits or tricks, it's about who you believe you are. And once you shift your mindset, you'll no longer fight procrastination. You'll rise above it. Number 12. Identity over willpower. Most people try to fight procrastination with willpower, but willpower runs out. The real secret is identity. You don't just want to do productive things. You want to become a productive person. Instead of saying, I want to write, right pointing arrow say, I am a writer. I want to exercise, right pointing arrow say, I am an athlete. I want to study, right pointing arrow say, I am a disciplined learner. When you tie actions to your identity, procrastination loses power. Because every small choice is now a vote for the person you want to be. Discipline isn't something you do, it's someone you become. Number 13. Build discipline like a muscle. We often think disciplined people are born different. But that's a lie. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows with training. How to train discipline? Start small. Do one disciplined act every day, no matter how tiny. Be consistent. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Embrace discomfort. Learn to do things even when you don't feel like it. At first, it's hard. But over time, you'll notice something powerful. What once felt impossible now feels automatic. Discipline is built, not gifted. 14. Face the fear behind procrastination. Let's be honest, most procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, even fear of success. We delay, not because we don't care, but because we care too much. Here's the cure: action dissolves fear. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, fear shrinks. But when you wait, fear grows larger in your mind. So the next time you feel paralyzed, ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can take right now to prove fear wrong? Then do it immediately. You don't need courage before action. Action creates courage. 15. Use implementation intentions. Have you noticed that when you say, "I'll do it later," it almost never happens? That's because vague intentions fuel procrastination. Instead, use implementation intentions. I will do X at a time, in place. For example, I will write one page at 7 a.m. in the living room. I will work out at 5 p.m. in the gym. I will study at 8 p.m. at my desk. By being specific, you remove decision fatigue. The brain doesn't have to think, it just follows the plan. Clarity kills procrastination. 16. Fall in love with the process. Procrastinators focus only on outcomes. They say, "I'll be happy when I finish." But high performers learn to love the process. Shift your mindset. Don't just chase finishing a book, fall in love with writing a page. Don't just chase the degree, fall in love with learning. Don't just chase the fit body, fall in love with training. When the process becomes the reward, procrastination has no place. Happiness is not at the finish line, it's in the steps you take daily. 17. Remember the cost of procrastination. Let me be brutally honest, procrastination is not free. It has a price, a very high one. Every hour you waste, you never get back. Every dream you delay, you push further away. Every promise you break to yourself, you weaken your confidence. So here's a powerful question to ask yourself: if I keep procrastinating for another year, what will it cost me? Let that sink in, because procrastination doesn't just steal time, it steals futures. The pain of regret is always greater than the pain of discipline. Number 18. Build momentum with the never miss twice rule. Consistency beats intensity. That's why the never miss twice rule is so powerful. It means, if you miss a day, don't miss the next one. Skip the gym today, go tomorrow. Didn't study this morning, do it tonight. Missed writing yesterday, write today. This rule keeps small setbacks from turning into big failures. One mistake won't ruin you, but giving up will. So let's recap. To stop procrastinating and get work done, you must: 1. Start small. 3. Visualize your future self. 4. Eliminate distractions. 5. Build momentum. 6. Beat perfectionism. 7. Create rituals. 8. Add accountability. 9. Manage your energy. 10. Set deadlines. 11. Reward progress. 12. Adopt identity-based habits. 13. Train discipline. 14. Face fear. 15. Be specific with intentions. 16. Love the process. 17. Remember the cost of waiting. 18. And never miss twice. Procrastination isn't a life sentence. It's a habit, and habits can be broken. The truth is, your dreams are waiting. Your future self is waiting. The only question is, will you show up? If you found this video powerful, don't just watch it, act on it. Write down one task you've been delaying, and do it today. Not tomorrow, today. And before you leave, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Because remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now.